what kind of led to Boston getting off to such a hot start with the threes and everything?
Well, obviously we didn't guard the three-point line near well enough. Variety of them, but most of them were just, some screen and roll coverages where they were coming off, off the high screen and roll with too much space to shoot. We either weren't getting over the screen, getting hit too hard, and the secondary defender wasn't up enough to make a play, and we just let them get going early. Had a couple in transition as well. Made a couple mistakes on switches where we left them as well. Just a little bit of everything. Yeah.
You guys mixed in some zone tonight, I guess. Do you regret playing any zone against a team like that where they pretty aggressively hunt threes and that plays into what they want to do a little bit?
Well, it's the choice you make when you look out there and you see they got a bunch of shooters out there and you say, well, going zone may give up some threes, but you're giving them up anyway in man-to-man, so you think maybe it changes the rhythm. Maybe it, there was only a small stretch where they got threes and missed them, right? And it was successful. And then the last time we went to zone early in the fourth, I think they hit 2 or 3 in a row, to kind of, again, get the momentum back going for them. So when we couldn't shut them down from 3 man-to-man, it's worth trying. That's it, just to change rhythm.
You mentioned having energetic, good practices leading up to this game. Do you feel like the messaging that you and your staff are trying to get across resonated with?
I think we're having some just general movement issues, right? Just keeping up with the pace of the game, conditioning, rhythm, whatever it is. I think again that's a challenge for us. I'm hoping that a game gets us a little bit more in game shape. They were really moving fast, and we were a step behind on a lot of stuff, right? So hopefully that some of that conditioning will carry over to the next one.
You guys played out of Joel in the post a decent amount tonight. I guess what was the thought process behind that, and what did you think of your offensive execution on the other end?
Yeah, listen, I think that the playing out of the post was really good to us, right? I think we got some good looks. We scored some, got some cuts to the rim, got to the foul line. Obviously, Joel got to the foul line on some of them as well. The only problem with it is you're trading, if you are scoring, you're trading twos, and they're trying to go down there. They're pretty happy with you taking shots inside, as long as they're contested, and they're playing in pretty physical down there. But it was decent. I thought it was a decent place to get offense tonight. And again, I know it's hard to believe, but I'm not that concerned about the offense generated shots tonight. It did. It generated shots. We just didn't make any of them, right? I think the shots were there. For the most part, there wasn't a whole lot of long shot clock. We couldn't even find an open shot. I think we were taking decent shots. Obviously, not every possession was a good one, and probably like to take some of them back. But again, I think we sat out there with a lot of open shots, and just nobody had a feel for it tonight.
We talked a lot about the new guys and their acclimation process the last few days. Even when the score kind of gets out of hand, what do you hope that guys like Hugh and even Jared, once he gets in there, kind of can even continue to get out of game situations?
Yeah, I think it's more of a situation of we got to look at them, and when you mentioned the score's out of hand, that's a chance to at least get them on the floor to see what they look like. Right, they're awfully new, so we're just trying to see what they have.
I guess, what did you say it would be the most disappointing part about this loss tonight?
Just our ability to get up and guard a little better. Yeah, too many wide open shots.
I guess, so what did you make of Paul? Kind of seemed like he got to a really good start, but then kind of fizzled out a little bit. Got going a little bit in the fourth, but what did you make of his night overall?
Yeah, just that. I think he came out pretty aggressive and looked good, and then went through a little bit of a dry spell. And those are again, I think he's taking good shots. The ones in the fourth were a little tough. He was playing kind of one-on-one and generating those, but it's still kind of, part of his game. But I think he had a bunch of good looks in the middle part that just didn't go, one after another, right? And I think that was a little bit dispiriting to everybody. Yeah.